Welcome to the Get Fit Guys, quick and dirty tips to slim down and shape up. My name is Ben Greenfield, and I'm the Get Fit Guy. In today's episode, we're going to delve into part 2 of the best exercises for 7 popular trouble spots on your body. In part 1, you learn the best exercises to tackle and tone the troublesome areas of your butt, thighs, hips, and chest. So in this episode, we're going to focus on your shoulders, back, arms, and abs. So let's jump into your shoulders. Now, when it comes to your shoulders, you'd think a basic overhead shoulder press would be the best way to go, but it turns out that to get a nice toned triangular look in your shoulders, you actually need to do 2 types of an exercise called a raise, both a lateral raise and a rear raise. So you need to perform 2 different exercises because the deltoid muscles in your shoulders, aka your delts, are actually comprised of 3 different sets of muscle fibers, each of which can be targeted with different moves. So you need to come at your shoulder from a variety of different angles. For a lateral delt raise, simply stand with your arms at your side, holding a weight such as a dumbbell in each hand. Then, keeping your arms as straight as possible, raise the dumbbells out to the side until they're parallel to your shoulders, and then lower the weights back to the start position. I'll put a video and a photo in the show notes over at quickanddirtytips.com, not just for this exercise, but for every exercise I mentioned today. Now, the movement for a rear delt raise is pretty similar to the movement for a lateral delt raise, but this time you bend over with your butt out behind you and a straight back, and you start with the dumbbells hanging below your chest. Then you raise the dumbbells out to the side as if your arms were airplane wings towards the ceiling while squeezing your shoulder blades together. So, let's move on to the back. Your back is comprised of many different muscles, but when it comes to your posture, how you look in a t-shirt or swimsuit, or how you look with your shirt off, there are 3 specific muscle groups that you really need to target. Your upper trapezius, also known as your traps, your mid trapezius, and your latissimus dorsi, or your lats. Now, the trapezius is a large muscle that extends from the back of your head all the way down to your mid-back, and it's responsible for moving your shoulder blades and supporting your arms. Your latissimus is the larger, flat, wing-shaped muscle that extends from your spine all the way out to underneath your armpits, and one of its primary purposes is to engage in upper body pulling. So a nice toned trapezius and latissimus dorsi form the foundation of a good-looking back. For your traps, nothing beats a basic shoulder shrug, and this exercise is as simple as it sounds. You just stand with the weight at your side and shrug, with a goal of driving your shoulders all the way up to the bottom of your ears. Hold for 1 to 2 seconds, and then lower. For the mid traps, you want to do bent over rows. Now, there's many variations of bent over rows, but my favorite is to just bend over with a straight back in a lunging position with your body weight supported over both your legs. And then in this position, you should be holding a dumbbell in one hand. You simply row that dumbbell as high as possible, as if you were starting a lawnmower. You hold for 1 to 2 seconds and then lower. Finally, for your lats, there's nothing better than a pull up or a pull down. For either of those exercises, though, try to grip the bar that you're pulling with a thumbs off grip, because this will activate more of your back muscles and less of your arm muscles. Speaking of arms, to get nice arms, or to justify wearing that Welcome to the Gun Show t-shirt, you'll want to work both your biceps and your triceps. Now, the very best exercise for the biceps, the front of your arms, is similar to one of the best exercises for your back, but it's a chin up. So what's the difference between a pull up and a chin up? Well, a pull up is performed with your knuckles facing you, while a chin up is performed with your knuckles turned away from you. If you can't do a chin up, you can just do a cable pull down with your knuckles turned away from you, also known as a cable underhand pull down. Now, when you're trying to work your arms, you'll want to use a grip with your thumbs on. Remember, when you're trying to target your back, you can use a thumbs off grip. Now, for your triceps, or the back of your arms, triceps extensions are the best exercise. A simple version of the triceps extension exercise that you can perform with minimal equipment is a standing overhead triceps extension. And for this exercise, stand with your elbows overhead and a dumbbell or any other weight grasped in both hands, and then lower the weight back behind your head by flexing your elbows. You try to get your elbows bent to 90 degrees and then raise the weight back over your head by extending your elbows. Finally, let's get to one of the more popular trouble spots, your abs, aka your belly. A simple search for abs over at the Quick and Dirty Tips website at quickanddirtytips.com reveals a huge number of articles I've written on that ever-elusive goal of a flat stomach or a six-pack abs, including how to get abs like Magic Mike or how to get washboard abs fast. But what does electromyography, which you learned all about in part 1 of this series, reveal about maximum activation of abdominal muscle tissue? Well, it turns out that 3 exercises maximally stimulate your stomach. And those exercises are, drumroll please, hanging leg raises, weighted crunches, and ab wheel rollouts. So for a hanging leg raise, you hold or hang from a bar that's slightly wider than shoulder width with an overhand grip, and then raise your legs by flexing your hips and knees until your hips are completely flexed or your knees are well above your hips. And this is much more difficult if you keep your legs straight. For a weighted crunch, you just hold a weight, like a barbell plate, a dumbbell, or a medicine ball, to your chest and do a crunch. And finally, an ab wheel rollout uses that funky contraption that looks like some kid accidentally left their tricycle wheel at the gym. An ab wheel is basically a small wheel with a handle through the center of it. To do an ab wheel rollout, begin by kneeling on the floor. You'll want a mat under your knees, trust me. Grasp the handles on either side of the wheel with an overhand grip. Then, keeping your arms straight, roll the wheel out as far as possible as you extend your body forward. This is harder than it sounds. Next, bring your body back up to the starting position by flexing your abs. Warning, doing this exercise properly is not for the faint of heart. Now, if you have more questions about the best exercises for your shoulder, back, arms, and abs, or any other trouble spots, then leave them over at facebook.com/getfitguy. I'd be happy to help. And until next time, this is Ben Greenfield, the Get Fit Guy, asking you, what are you waiting for? Go get fit.